welcome back to our podcast. This is the new Homeowner 101. And if this is your first time joining us, my name is Nick, and this is my wife, Natalie. And we are, as you probably guessed, we are the new homeowners. So we are in our first home, and we're learning all kinds of things along the way. And we're sharing them with you, and we hope to learn maybe some of the things that you've learned along the way. But in this series, our last two episodes, we've been talking about the importance of making sure your attic is inspected and making sure everything works in the attic. So in this episode, we're going to talk about some of the results from when we inspected our attic and some of the DIY things that we did to improve the functionality of our attic. And these are things that you can do as well.
Yeah.
So in our last episode, we introduced to you our attic inspection checklist, and we hope you got a chance to use that. And even if you missed our last episode, we've included a link in this episode so you can download that as well. So in this episode, we want to talk about, now you've done the inspection of your attic. What do you do? And so we want to talk to you about some of the things that we did some of the things that we did once we discovered some of the issues in our attic.
Right.
But then we're also going to talk about some of the things that we haven't done yet, but we are still planning to do as well. So maybe, Natalie, you can tell us, I guess, really the first few things that we did after we inspected the attic, some of the priorities that we made sure we got done.
Yeah, so the first one we did was we made sure we opened those gable vents so that there could be good attic ventilation, cross ventilation in the attic. So that one we did right away. Then when it got cold, we knew we needed to put some screening up because we didn't want any pests getting in.
Yeah, and I think probably because the previous owner, maybe that's why they closed the gable vents, was because when we did the inspection, we found that there were tears in the screening had been torn open. So that definitely was a problem.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So you got up there and installed some screening, which didn't take you too long. It wasn't too hard.
Yeah, but then you remember the reason? I mean, we had it on our to-do list.
We did.
But then we had an unexpected visitor one night.
Yeah. We have a camera, and both our front and side door cameras revealed that we had a raccoon visiting, and I think it was on the same night it tried to get in or up to the roof on that evening or the evening before that. And yeah, it was trying to get up into the attic, and we didn't want that to happen.
No. In fact, we have video of it too. There was at one point, the raccoon was literally at the front or at our side door, and he had paw prints on the door, almost like he was knocking on the door to tell us to let him in.
Yeah, it was a little scary though, because we didn't really want anything that big getting. We didn't want anything really getting up in the attic, but nothing that big getting up into the attic that
Definitely
would be
not.
hard to get out. Or that could get into the house.
Yeah. So that definitely motivated us literally the next evening.
Yeah, we did it right away.
We got up there and we got the screening and we cut it and I screwed it in nice and tight to cover those gable vents.
Yeah, and that was really good. And then we also, in addition to that, the next day we went and walked around the house to see if there were any other areas on the outside of the house that an animal could get into or reach. And so we did discover that there were some smaller holes or openings that needed to be taken care of. Of course, we couldn't take care of them in a major type of way at the moment. So a simple solution that a friend suggested to us was buying some steel wool and then stuffing the holes or those openings with steel wool to prevent. They weren't big enough for a raccoon, but they were definitely big enough that a squirrel or a bird could get up in there.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and that one was actually pretty easy. And I will admit, I think I made the mistake of, I thought, oh, well, I can do it from the attic. Well, no, that
right.
doesn't work.
Right.
So just to tell
From the
you,
outside.
you can't reach the soffit from the attic space. I mean, I was literally sprawled out trying to see if I could reach, and I couldn't. So
we got
really,
a ladder and did it from the outside.
the best way to do it is outside. You grab a ladder and do it from the outside.
Yeah.
It doesn't look the greatest, but
you don't really see it all that much.
Yeah, you don't see it too much, but it works.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now there were some things that we noticed from our inspection of the attic that we have not done yet.
Right.
So if you joined us for the last 2 episodes, you probably know that our insulation is old. It's that old cellulose. It's breaking down. Now, it's winter here right now while we're recording this, and it's not bad.
No.
It is a little drafty in the house. So we do know that as one of the goals we have is that we want to add more insulation to the attic. So it's cellulose. So with that, there's 2 options. One is you can take the cellulose and basically vacuum it out or throw it in a bag and drop it out the attic access and then just go and replace it with new insulation, either cellulose or you could use batt insulation. But with cellulose, you can just simply add more on top. So I think right now we're going to probably go with that option. But I will say this, as you remember too, we did find animal droppings up there. So, but that's the beauty of cellulose, is that you can basically clean some of it out, throw it in the trash, take it, remove it from your attic, and then blow in some more insulation on top. So please check back in with us next winter. So let's see, or even this summer, because remember, insulation also helps in the summertime. It helps keep the house cool. Hopefully by then we'll have that project done. Yeah. And we'll have a follow-up to this episode and let you know how it goes. Yep. We'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor, which is Inside Out Express Home Services. So if you live in the Piedmont Triad area, which is Winston-Salem, Greensboro, High Point, we want to recommend Inside Out. Inside Out has over 40 different handyman and cleaning services that you can find on their website, which is insideoutexpress.com. You can browse through their selection of services, and what's really unique about Inside Out is that you can get a quote online on their website. All you need to do is just put in the information about your home and about the services you need, and they give you an instant quote. If you like the price, just go ahead and book it. Book it right there. You pick the day and time that you'd like their service providers to come and do the work. It's super easy. Go ahead and try it on insideoutexpress.com. So I wanted to follow up on one thing we mentioned in episode 1 of this series. One of the things we noticed when we were up there was the sagging roof. Now, what we did was we had a general contractor who was a friend of mine. He inspected the rafters, and his inspection of the rafters, I took pictures of them and he looked at them. It revealed that actually the sag in the roof was not continuous, but that it had been secured and supported at some point in the last 10 or 15 years. So that confirmed that it's not a continuous sag or that it's going to get worse. But he also gave us options on what we could do to add cross bracing to prevent it from sagging anymore. Right. So if you have a sag in the roof, it really would do you well to get the advice of a general contractor. It's not that he's going to replace the entire roof structure of your home, but he can give you simple solutions to secure it. There's also the option of getting a structural engineer. They too can give you some simple solutions. Those sound like expensive options, but it's all in who you know. So if you need recommendations for a roofer, a general contractor, or even a structural engineer, drop me a comment and I can always connect you with someone that can help you with those items. Okay,
Nice.
now on the checklist there is the option there to clean and declutter your roof.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, that's not really a problem for us because one of the projects that we want to do is we want to install plywood flooring in our attic. So
Mm-hmm.
we don't have that, so we can't really store anything up there.
Right.
But it's a really good option if you want to be able to expand your storage space.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be looking forward to doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it mentions also in the checklist to monitor moisture.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing is that the solution, now thankfully when we did our inspection we didn't find any moisture, so that is good.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do, it's very important for you to get a qualified roofer to help you to understand how that leak is happening
Mm-hmm.
and how to repair it.
Mm-hmm.
Most often a roofer will want to gain access to your attic because that's how they inspect it to find where the leak is coming from. Again, if you need a recommendation for a roofer, please submit a comment to me. I can definitely send you in the right direction for someone who can do a qualified professional roofing inspection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so all of the DIY work that you do, Natalie, what's the benefit then to the overall home?
It increases the value of your home.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Resale value.
Exactly. Because remember from our first episode talking about roofs, imagine what would happen if you go to resell your home and your seller pokes his head up into the attic and they see that it's really in not good condition.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're going to walk.
Yeah.
And remember, the more times you have sellers walk, the longer your home is going to be on the market.
Right.
And the longer it's on the market, that means that you're going to have to lower the price to generate interest. So again, maintain your attic so that way you retain your home value.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about this in episode 1, but what about energy efficiency and safety?
Oh, well, it definitely helps lower your energy bill, and it makes things safer up there because then you don't have to worry about pests getting in or anything to do with fires.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing too is that when you do a regular inspection of your attic, we would even recommend that you do it annually or even biannually, so twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
Then it will help you to avoid any expensive repairs or replacements that you have to do.
Right, unexpected things
Exactly.
or things getting worse before you realize. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, in our small series about attics, we've covered a lot about why it matters to inspect your attic.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about how you can inspect your attic. We also provided a checklist that you can use to do an attic inspection on your own.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really easy. Anyone can do it. Trust me. If we can do it, you can do it too. So, and then we've talked about some DIY solutions, but then also when it's best to call a professional.
Yeah.
So again, we want to encourage you to download the attic checklist, the attic inspection checklist. And again, we want to hear from you. And here's what we want to know. We want to know about your success stories. What were some of the things you found? And how did you get them fixed? Because again, we want to learn from you because you may have found other solutions that were much better than what we have found.
Sure, that'd be awesome.
So we definitely want to hear from you. Drop a comment down below with the podcast. And we want to thank you again for joining us for our podcast and invite you to listen again for our next episode. So thank you so much and take care.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.